Hi everyone, and this is a review vlog of our recent trip to the Liverpool match and also the Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Now, start off with the Liverpool game. Now, obviously, I think this sort of depends on where you obviously. Hello, Ralph.
Ralph wants in on the action.
You didn't come. Um, it depends on sort of where you live, whether this works for you, because obviously Julie and I were discussing obviously getting a train. Now, from where we are, sort of near Cambridge, I believe train options are from Cambridge to Peterborough. Then I believe you can get a train from Peterborough into Liverpool Lime Street. So that is an option. I don't know about cost or anything like that, so you'd probably have to do your research on that. We, on this occasion, and I mucked it up, which I still need to maybe have a conversation about, but that's a story for another time. But basically, what we did, we drove up to the Liverpool Royal Hospital, and this Q car park.
Yeah.
And you can pay for parking. Now, that is not a 24-hour car park. I think it's open from 6 till 10, I think it said. So obviously, hopefully that would fit your needs if you were going up there for a football match. Unless it was an evening kickoff, of course, which obviously that could give you problems. Anyway, we paid for it online. I think it cost about 15 quid, was it?
Yeah, about
15 quid. And that allowed us to get there for 11 o'clock and leave at 7, which to all intents and purposes should have been absolutely fine. Now, the walk from that car park to Anfield, mile and a half, I think it said, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mile and a half. And it took us about half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You can, of course, maybe get an Uber or a taxi. There were buses as well. Obviously, I don't know enough about the buses, but I did see some people parking there and getting the buses to the stadium. I guess the closer you get to the stadium, the more busy it gets with vehicles and people, definitely people. It's not that bad, really. If you're of fit, healthy walking ability, I think it's absolutely fine. Obviously, Julia at the minute is suffering a bit with her ankle, and yeah, that was a bit of a struggle for her, but you managed it, didn't you?
Yeah.
You were pleased to get back to the car, though, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah.
I was very much pleased to get back to the car.
Now,
even though I went the long way around.
well, yeah, blame Google for that. Now, once we got to the stadium, it was, as you would expect, 60,000 people trying to get into the stadium. It was very, very busy. I think we got there we parked up. It was around about sort of half past 11, quarter to 12, because we walked to the stadium directly, and as we sort of meandered our way around, they were just opening the turnstiles, which was half past 12, wasn't it? We were able to get straight in, more or less. Now, I will warn you, on a match day there, the shop is an absolute nightmare. So just prepare yourself. If you are going for a match day, have a look at what time the shop opens and get there earlier, as early as you can, because it was absolute bloody chaos, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been up there when it's been that busy, and I've been up there a couple of times. I don't know if the shop wouldn't have been there the first time I went there, not like that, and the second time I don't know if we even went to it. Anyway, it's just something to bear in mind. If you are wanting to go into the shop, give yourself loads of time, because there was a queue past the Champions Wall back round towards the Cop to try and get in the shop. So if you know the stadium, you'll know how far that was going back round. It was absolutely unbelievable. We went past the Jota Memorial and also the Hillsborough Memorial. Not that you would have known it unless you knew it was there, because there were just so many people everywhere, weren't there? It was just absolute chaos. And people were waiting for the players as well, which I can't believe the players would have been coming past that late. But because the kickoff was at 2:30, and it was just gone 12:30, wasn't it, when we came through that crowd of people? So I can't believe the players would have been coming in that late, even for a friendly. Anyway, got into the turnstile. Now we were in the main stand, but quite near the top. I think almost at the top.
Yeah.
So I think we had to get 4 escalators up to that sort of concourse, and then it was probably another 10 to 15 steps to the sort of inside the sort of stadium, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And this is obviously just bad luck, we had the most useless person serving us in the shop, didn't we? Getting drinks and a programme, and what I thought was a relatively straightforward order, he turned into a catastrophe for all of us.
3 donuts turned into 4 cans of cider.
I just don't quite know whether there was a breakdown of Cockney and Scouse. I'm not quite sure, but it just, well, it was a nightmare, quite frankly. Anyway, after a 10 to 15 minute debacle, we got there. Then, and obviously this is obviously common sense, but we had clearly forgotten, no alcohol inside the stadium. So Juliet had to drink her can of gin?
No, it was a
cider.
Dark berries cider.
Very quickly. Just going back to that, guys, and obviously I'm not moaning about this, I'm just telling you. 3 drinks, 3 donuts. What else did we get from him?
A bottle of water.
And the programme.
Mm-hmm.
£31. So just giving you a bit of an idea of prices. We then actually went to another sort of restaurant on the concourse where we got some chicken and chips, some chips.
And a kids' meal deal, which was a sausage roll, a bag of Pombear crisps, a Freddo chocolate bar, and a carton of juice.
Do you remember how much that was?
The kids' meal deal was $6.95.
The whole thing?
I think the chips were $4.50, and then your chicken things was about £10.
All right, okay. So it just gives you an idea, guys, of prices in the stadium. It's not cheap. The donuts were amazing, but
they were $4.50 each.
500 and something calories later, diets were completely shattered. Anyway, we won't talk too much about the result of the game because Liverpool weren't that great. What I will say is, and if you've made it this far, then you've done well. But if you're in that upper tier in the main stand, get your hiking boots on, because it is steep steps. It really is steep steps to the seats. So just prepare yourself for that. If you struggle with your walk or anything like that, you're going to struggle. There was I saw a few old people almost going up on their hands and knees, didn't we? Mm-hmm. I mean, it was crazy, really. Anyway, that's just an observation more than anything else. Getting away from the stadium, absolutely fine. We did leave on 85 minutes, didn't we? And I think a lot of people, because of how bad the second half was, were doing exactly the same thing. So used the escalators, got out of the stadium, remembered how to get back to the car, though Google was struggling because the internet around there was pretty bad with everyone leaving the stadium at the same time. And then what I'll say with this queue car park is, guys, and it's totally my fault, so I'm telling you so you don't make the same mistake should you ever do it. When you go in, you must scan the QR code.
Don't just take a ticket.
Don't just take a ticket. Okay? Very important. Because when we got back to the car park, got to the exit barrier, and it said the thing should lift up automatically. If it doesn't scan the QR code, it didn't work. Press the help button. No one was coming. We could still be there now, I guarantee it to you. So I just bit the bullet. I paid the ticket, to get the hell out of the car park. So another 14 quid later for parking. So I've made the mistake, so you don't have to. Scan the QR code when you pull into the car park and don't take a ticket, as Julia said. Fine. Getting out of Liverpool was a bit busy, but you expect it when there's sort of an event going on, all those people. So it was pretty busy getting out. But I think from Liverpool to Blackpool, in the end, it took us, an hour and a half?
Mm-hmm.
Tops.
It wasn't so long.
No, it wasn't too bad. Got some fuel when we got to Blackpool, because obviously it's quite a long way from Cambridgeshire, up there. So got some fuel because we wouldn't have got back. And then pulled up at the hotel, which was a travel lodge opposite the Pleasure Beach, Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And it said there was parking, but it is limited parking. So I said, okay. I thought limited parking might be 50 spaces.
There was a dozen.
There was a dozen spaces, guys. So this is what I'm going to tell you straight out of the blocks. The travel lodge opposite the Pleasure Beach, which, when I say opposite, it's sort of the Pleasure Beach is on the front, sort of the Golden Mile. It's behind it, isn't it? It's behind it. Just set back from between the Pleasure Beach, the pier, the South Pier, and obviously where the big swimming pool is as well, isn't it? We could see it all from the hotel, from our window. If you were on the rooms on the other side, I think you'd have been looking out onto the street, wouldn't you? Must have been. So we were quite lucky from that point of view, weren't we? Yeah. Anyway, I had to park in a car park adjacent to the hotel. Now, again, you can't guarantee you're going to get in that car park, but it is there and there were spaces. But there is a caveat to this car park. They don't take cards of any kind. It's only cash. And when I say cash, it's pound coins or lower denominations. They don't take notes. So there's a sign up saying you have to try and go and get some change from somewhere. No, it said there's an ATM by the pier, but then
it's a cash machine. You change your coins in the pier.
You then have to go into the amusement arcades if they're open, depending on what time you arrive, to get the coins changed up. So it's a paraphernalia, guys. But it was the best of a bad situation, wasn't it? It was close to the hotel. If you're lucky, I think you could potentially have parked on the road between the Pleasure Beach and the hotel, because I saw people were parking there, but I don't know if you had to pay.
It was permit holders only.
Was it?
The traffic warden was going along putting tickets on.
Oh, were they?
Vehicles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did see some people from the hotel parking there.
Yeah, so there was a big sign up saying resident permit holders only. From
such and
June,
such and such.
1st of June until end of September.
So they obviously know they have a lot of people, seasonal problems, shall we say there, I would imagine. Anyway, so this car park adjacent to the hotel, it's the same price as the hotel to park in there. The only difference with the hotel is you can use your card. Okay, so just bear that in mind, guys. If you are going there, take some change with you. Give you an idea, 14 quid for 24 hours. So it cost us 28 quid to park there for 2 nights.
If you're not staying so long, it was £4 for 2 hours or £10 for 10 hours.
So just bear that in mind, guys. For example, that would have worked if you were maybe staying just overnight, but then if you're staying overnight, you're probably going to do something in Blackpool, aren't you? So theoretically, it's not going to work. You're going to have to pay the 14 quid, I would think, in most cases. Anyway, I was a nervous wreck about parking in this car park. I've heard a lot of things about Blackpool, and I was very concerned. In fact, I didn't sleep very well on the first night we were there, because I actually at one point thought I was going to go and sleep in the car to make sure it was all right. I didn't know whether I was going to have wheels when I came back to it, damage, anything. Anyway, I will put my hand up and say it was all absolutely fine. No problems, no damage. I did move it from one space to another, but to make life easier for us to get out the car park, as opposed to a problem that I'd seen per se from that point of view. So don't let me put you off with that. It was absolutely fine. There were other cars in there, so it wasn't just my car that was in that one. The hotel, the travel lodge, they're very basic, guys. Okay, exactly what you get on. It says on the tin. All very, very basic. reasonably comfortable. I don't think it was uncomfortable. The breakfast in the morning was basic but edible, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It set us up for the day, sort of, if you like, both days, because we got there, say, about 7:30 at night on the Sunday night. So we had breakfast on the Monday and Tuesday. We did go for a walk around the sort of the Pleasure Beach, South Pier area on the Sunday night, didn't we? How do you say this without sounding rude? It was very basic Blackpool, almost a glorified version of Great Yarmouth, which I do know about because we go there quite a lot. You can look out the channel for that. What can you say?
It was just a old-fashioned tourist resort.
Seaside town, isn't it? Yeah, it was just, there were some peculiar individuals, let's put it like that. James is very fussy, so we did have to go to McDonald's because it was just easier. Julie and myself didn't really want to eat because we just completely full from the football and those donuts. Anyway, all fine, no problems at all. Got up on the Monday, went down for breakfast about 8 o'clock, didn't we? All fine, no problems with that. And we then got to the Pleasure Beach for about 9:30, didn't we?
It was about 9:45.
No, they let us in at 9:45.
Oh, yeah.
So we got there about 9:30. They let us in at 10:15, and the earliest the rides were opening was 10:15. So we did make our way round to Icon. We were very lucky. We were probably 20 or so back in the queue, weren't we? Mm-hmm. Well, not very far. If we were probably the third or fourth people to go on the ride car, like the trains that go round, I would say. So that was all good. Obviously, did the big one, did steeplechase, infusion, revolution, did the train around the park. I'm sure there are other rides that I'm missing, guys.
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
The Nickelodeon.
We didn't do the new one, the swing thing. Can't think what it was called.
No.
And Valhalla, there you go, so I had found it in the end, was shut. Now, whether that was just due to the temperature, although it was quite warm today, considering it wasn't supposed to be as hot as it was.
From what I read, I googled it to find out why it wasn't open and if it was opening. Apparently, it's a very expensive ride to run, and they only run it on select days when they know the park is at capacity.
Oh right, okay. I don't think the park was at capacity the day we were there, then, and obviously that answers that question. But I think the maximum we waited for any rides was about 15-20 minutes, wasn't it, tops? So we were very, very lucky from that point of view. So from that point of view, we were very, very, very lucky. Just bear with me, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Just Amazon coming to the door. So we were very, very lucky with the queues. No problems with that at all. Food and drink, theme park prices, fairly reasonable. Yeah. We had some lunch in there. That was all absolutely fine. I can't actually criticise it too much. Actually, it was a decent day out, wasn't it?
It was.
I think if more of the rides hadn't been working, I might have had a slightly different opinion. But everything we wanted to use, we could, couldn't we?
We could, and the queues weren't horrendous like they have been when we've been to places like Thorpe Park or Alton Towers, when you've waited an hour and a half for a ride. You did get on quite a few rides there. Yeah,
we did, yeah. And this is a bit of a sort of a prologue for Julie and myself, because we are going to a couple of theme parks in America very soon. So I wanted to see if our heads could still take the bashing. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Overheating problem with the Action 6. I have been told when you do things in 8K, this can happen. So we're going to try and wind this one up as quickly as possible. We ended with about heads taking bashings. That was all fine. Got out the park probably around sort of 5ish. I think we'd all had enough then. Had a quick clean up at the hotel. Found the Pizza Hut, which is just a little bit further up from the Pleasure Beach, which was all absolutely fine. We couldn't make a booking, but when we went in there, we were seated straight away. That was all fine. Again, following morning, got up early for breakfast. As I said, Travelodge is what it is, all very basic. Very quickly on the Pleasure Beach, very, very happy with everything. Good day out. Would recommend it if you're in Blackpool. I'm not sure I would go there specifically for it again, if I'm honest with you. We've done it, and I'm quite happy to say we've done it. Right, guys, I hope this has been helpful for you all. Appreciate you watching, and we will continue the vlog series, the UK, with the Norfolk vlogs. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.